Who News? No more animations. Well, it doesn't look very good, does it? Last week, the Daily Mirror broke the story that there's not going to be any more animations of missing stories after the Abominable Snowmen, which will probably be coming out in the first half of this year. Now, obviously, this isn't an official announcement from the BBC, because the BBC don't make official announcements like this. But the reality is the Daily Mirror, and it's the same reporter who's been making very accurate predictions about what missing episodes are coming next for the last 2-3 years. So there's absolutely no reason to believe she's not right here. And this rumour had been around before. I didn't pay much attention to it myself, because you know what fans are like, but you know, it sounds pretty legit. And the reason, if you don't know why this is the case, it's not because they're not selling well. They are. They're selling very well. But that's not the point. It's because they're partly funded. The only reason they can do them is because they're partly funded by BBC America. And unfortunately, BBC America has decided to not renew the contract. Now, why, you may ask? Well, it's because there's a couple of reasons. The main one is that BBC America is not doing well as a whole. It's failing very badly. And they're in trouble. They're in financial trouble. But of course, when you look deeper than that, one of the main problems is that Doctor Who as a brand is failing badly on BBC America. Now, as badly as Doctor Who, the modern show, is doing in the UK, it's still doing better than it is overseas, because the UK obviously has more of a cultural attachment to it. And still, I mean, merchandise, at least classic merchandise, is still doing very well in the UK. But over in America, things are not quite as good. From the days when, like, Matt Smith was the Doctor and getting like 1 million viewers on BBC America, which was a lot for a niche subscription service, we are now down to like 200,000-300,000. It's really, really bad. Now, it went down a little bit with the Capaldi era, but that was still getting 700,000. It was still a hit. Maybe not quite as much of a hit as the Matt Smith era, but it was still getting pretty decent figures. And now it's dead. It's dead in America. This is not open for debate. It's not open for discussion. It's not open for spin. It's basically dead in America. And this is one of the reasons why BBC America is doing so poorly, because that was their star show. I mean, it's not, you know, there are other reasons as well, but Doctor Who was their selling point. It was subscribed to BBC America for Doctor Who, and a bunch of other stuff as well. And unfortunately, that's not the case anymore, because nobody cares about Doctor Who in America anymore because of the current era. And if the current era isn't even getting decent ratings, obviously animations of, you know, missing stories from the 1960s, that's not going to do very well either. It's going to do even worse. And so BBC America have pulled their funding, and without their funding, it does not look like we're getting any more animations. Now, obviously, we've been here before. We had one animation in the 2006, and then it was too expensive to do any more. They did a few more in the early 2010s, and then it was too expensive to do any more. And now we're here again. I mean, can you believe this shit has been going on for 16 years now? It's 16 years since we had the first animation of the invasion. And we still haven't found a consistent way to just get the bloody things done and finish off the 60s stories. And especially, you know, when we're within reach of at least finishing the Troughton era and finishing off several seasons, which only now need one story, like season 5 and season 6 and season 1 and season 2 even. It's just head in your hands time. Clearly, I mean, maybe they can find another fund and somebody else to back them. You know, I know some fans have been talking about BritBox, because they show Doctor Who, obviously, including animations. Some people think maybe this is to do with, you know, the Bad Wolf Sony takeover. Maybe they're, you know, like doing what they did in the mid-90s when the TV movie came along. The BBC kind of took back the licenses from Virgin that published Doctor Who books and started doing them themselves. Maybe this has got something to do with that. I think that's a bit of a stretch, to be honest. I mean, if that is the case, and they're planning to do it themselves, Sony or Bad Wolf, it's going to be years away because we're not going to get a full series from them till 2024. So it's going to be 2024 until we know whether or not they've managed to successfully revive the thing. So you're talking 2026, at least before we get any animations via that route. I hope that's not true, but who knows? But it's just so frustrating, isn't it, as a fan? And when when we've been doing this for 16 years now, and we're here again, looking at the animations going under again. I mean, and I know some people don't like the animations. I mean, I've been lukewarm on some of the recent ones, and I do think they could be done better. But at the same time, I've enjoyed some of them, and it's better than nothing, and it's better than static photographs. Oh, God. And you do wonder, again, especially, even if they do find another way, if it's going to be another 4 or 5 years before it happens, you have to wonder about the future of the Blu-ray set range. Now, I've heard rumours that we're getting Season 2 this year, with recons for the 2 episodes of The Crusade. Now, when I heard that, I thought that sounded like a bit of a cheat. I can see them doing The Crusade in another 3 years and then re-releasing it with animated episodes. But, Season 2's got 39 episodes, I think, is the total. And it's going to have 37 of them. So, you can see how they can get away with that. What are they going to do with Season 3? Are they really going to release a Season 3 Blu-ray collection set with 70% static photos? I mean, really? It does not look good, does it? I mean, the Underwater Menace DVD was enough of a cheat and an embarrassment. And I mean, the only reason I bought it was to get a commercial copy of episode 2, because obviously they just found that a couple of years earlier, and it hadn't been released before then. But at this point, a Season 3 box set that's not going to have anything but recons, apart from Galaxy 4, why would you buy that? It just seemed kind of screwed to me. Anyway, that's the news. That's my take on it, for what it's worth. It's very tiring being a Doctor Who fan these days. Particularly being a classic fan. Oh, good Lord.